6 months of the program is not enough, right? It's just we scratching the surface. We're just getting our certifications, and here are so many different. I already got so inspired. I found like several really interesting things that would be beneficial for life coaching, intuitive coaching, business coaching, any sorts of coaching and consulting. Now, I wanted to ask you what questions, like I think Cass had a question, if it's still a question, if you have any questions about your practice or about your coaching or working with clients, working with market, whatever it is that you are going through and would like to get our like feedback or anything that you would like to bring to the table or from your coaching practice, or anything you would say, oh, I had a coaching session with a client, of course, without names, and this situation, like I was, I didn't know how to handle, or anything you need, or professionally or business wise. So
I'm going to be officially launching my life coaching offering. And so my question is around like pricing. How do you recommend we go about structuring that to where number one, it's deliverable, and number two, you get clients?
Yes, I hear. May I share my intuitive observation?
Yeah.
I heard a little bit of uncertainty, like when you said, so we have clients, right? Like that clients, what if we structure it differently, or if we are not pleasing to them, or if we don't do this fee is understandable, but also is important to work on, because you will never please everybody, and always checking, like I work on this constantly, and sometimes it does it, sometimes it doesn't how to be true to yourself, right? Like you need to ask yourself a question. If this business, a coaching business, will be your main thing, and the source of your income, then there is no wiggle room of saying, oh, I can offer packages, let's say, and like package of 10 sessions, and then they can take the sessions whenever. So you don't have that luxury, because you have to have a constant income, right? What I noticed and what I've seen through my coaching and my practice, that probably the best thing is to sign up people monthly and to charge them monthly, and that it will be in a way their responsibility to schedule a session, and let's say they don't come or they don't, you still getting paid. So because with packages there is a like, oh, I have this, and then they will text you last minute, oh, so can I reschedule today, or something came up, and so they will be more like, oh, probably I can. But for you, this is your money, right? This is how you maybe, like, I don't know, feed your kids. And I would suggest strongly that you create like a monthly payment, and that people put their credit card or whatever, and that this will be charged monthly. Another thing is, you decide you can offer different monthly payment packages with monthly payment. For example, Nikki, like if you offer also group coaching, right, or group like consulting, you can say, okay, this package, monthly package, consists of like one-on-one coaching, and then we have one monthly business consulting, where we like consulting and mentoring, right? So like also that they understand the difference between coaching and mentoring and consulting, as we understand that difference, but we know that many people don't. They call it coaching when it's consulting. So you say, okay, this is a package, monthly payment, where you get one weekly call, 30 minutes or 45-minute weekly call with me. And then you are welcome to come to like office hours of consulting, business consulting once a month. You could do that. Or you can say, I have several options. You can sign up with me monthly, and I can see you once a week. Or you can say, it will be once a month, or it will be twice a month. Decide on what are the options, but I recommend that you stay away from packages. Right now, I'm offering a package of 3 sessions for soul surgery, but this is kind of like I created a new modality, and this modality works great with just 3 sessions, and then like people can continue or not. So that's my kind of choice. I want to do it this way. But if you want like this steady and growing business, I would recommend you can say this is the price for once a week monthly, this is the price for twice a week monthly, or we could meet even like let's say once a month, one-on-one, and then you can have messages with me on over Voxer or Telegram. Let's put it this like that, or we have a group thing. But overall, I would suggest that you charge people monthly, however it is, weekly, bi-weekly, or once a month, or you incorporate something else into this one-on-one coaching. In terms of pricing, people do this. Oh, I'm just a starting coach, so I will start with lower price. And then when I get better, then when I get more experienced, I will raise. But from my own experience, it's very hard to immediately come up with a higher price. But I can tell you it's even harder to raise your prices. How I would suggest, like Cass, what would be a comfortable price for a session for you? Comfortable. Where you
Comfortable,
yeah.
I would say 180 or 200. 200. Let's go with 200.
200 is comfortable. Okay. So what would be very uncomfortable?
300.
Okay. Okay. So we cross out comfortable because we are not here for comfort. And we cross out very uncomfortable because what will happen if let's say I push Cass to go with uncomfortable, she will start creating barriers for herself to do that. She will start sabotaging it. So we are not trying to sabotage it. We are saying, okay, 200 comfortable. So something in the middle, let's say 230, 250. You take uncomfortable and take it a notch or to make it a little bit uncomfortable. We walk away from comfort. We are not here for comfort. To build a business, you can't stay in a comfort zone. So it's not feasible. What do you think or feel about 230?
It feels uncomfortably good.
Great. That's what we want. We want uncomfortably good, where we will not say, "Oh, I wish I didn't say that." Or because what will happen, you will start resenting. You'll start resenting your work. You will start resenting people, and that's what we don't want to know. It's not their fault if you sold yourself short or if you sold yourself cheap. Go comfortable, go uncomfortable, very uncomfortable, and go somewhere in between. Also, let's say if you offer different options, that let's say 30 minutes a week versus twice, maybe 45 minutes twice a month, could be a little bit different price, right? If it's less, more seldom, then you raise the price a little bit. Let's say if it's every week, then it can be 230. If it's twice a month, it could be 250, 260. So just also understanding that more people pay, you can give them a little bit of discount. So like lowering the price. But if it's like once a month, if it's a session once a month, then you charge them maybe 300. Very uncomfortable, but it's like what they get if they think that once a month is enough for them.
That was very helpful. Thank you.
Nikki, what's your pricing strategy?
I have like more on the consulting part of it, but of course like life coaching comes up. But I have group coaching, I have courses that I'm working on for selling, and then I have one-on-one coaching. So 3 offers.
Do you charge monthly or do you charge like packagely?
Monthly. I charge $1,000 a month.
Good. For one-on-one sessions.
4 calls a month. Yeah.
And once a week for how long?
30 minutes.
Good job. Good job.
They usually go over like 45 minutes, but 30 minutes.
What helps you to charge that amount? Like the standards, let's put it this way, standards of Black Diamond, or like you see the need and you feel that you can do that?
I think that number was like a little bit uncomfortable for me. So and that's why I did that. But something that helped me charge that was like I've always paid more than that for coaches and consultants. So it was like I've been paying people that for the past 10 years. So I can charge that too.
Good job. Good job. And then we see the sun, right?
Yes.
We see the sun. Yeah. So I started and I was like, okay, I'm just starting. I will charge $3, and then I will start and it's so hard to raise. It's so hard. And then when you get angry at yourself for selling yourself for free, you're like, no, I'm worth like a lot. And then people are surprised. Like, why should I like? We also in a way should train people, because somehow they go to work and they get paid, but then they think that for us, right, it's like you get paid, and you think that me not charging you at all for actually great work will put food on my table or will make me want to work even more, right? No. So it's kind of like understand, because it's so much easier when you have like a corporate job and you get paid. It's kind of like far away, someone big brother is paying, right? But then when it's like you like but like changing that mindset that actually this is you're doing a great job, and you actually kind of training your dragons in terms of your clients, and saying like this is a very valuable work.
I was just curious, just with my own experience, and if I go out on my own, I feel like it needs to be more than just one session. Like, so is it okay or I don't know, it just feels like for me, at least talk with someone, say, okay, I would love at least 3 sessions or at least 5. Because I feel like letting them get away with just one, I don't feel like there's no substance. But is that okay?
So you are welcome. I do that, but you don't have to. Like people say, I give first session free, because I also have to understand whether I want to work with that person, right? To charge them and not continue, it's my subjective thing. So don't try it if you don't resonate. I do first session free, and then you charge monthly, and they choose how they will work with you. Nikki, what do you feel about like also offering the option of biweekly?
That's what I do with how I have group coaching with Matt, or we do like alternating, but I do one and he does one, so there's only 2 calls. So yeah, biweekly.
And it's like hour long?
45 minutes.
Okay, and it's more like consulting, mentoring on business.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah. So if you feel like you also are strong in one niche, you can offer some consulting, teaching on that, right? Like, let's say teaching a tool, teaching a technique, like teaching or telling people, like and then coaching. So you can alternate and see how it goes, but protect yourself with going a little bit outside of your comfort zone, and by charging monthly. They will make sure that they schedule the session with you, because they already paid for a month.
Sorry. When you say per month, and I love, like she said, she charges $1,000 for the month. But is there standards, like I'm calling you once a week for a month, and then that's it, and then they have to pay for the next month? How does that, like, I'm trying to, I guess you can make it your own. That could be tricky, like, I guess you talk to the person like once a week or maybe twice a week.
The fact actually about coaching is that they can actually terminate at any moment, even if they signed something with you. They can terminate at any moment. This is especially guys, we are certified coaches. Like somewhere else where it's like certified something else, I don't know the rules, but we have to stand by the rules and code of ethics of professional life coaches, ICF accredited. So people, even if they sign a contract with because if we are not bringing them value, or if they are not working, and we want, like, at any moment we can break the contract and they can break the contract. Yeah. So Nikki is saying she's doing monthly auto debit, but can discontinue anytime. Yes, they can cancel, and you can't do anything about it. It's just, this is how it is. We can't, like, it's not like a medical thing where we will put them into we could, collections is always available, but I don't think that it would be worth it or do anything. Like, I especially first years, and still, like, I have people who owe me thousands and thousands of dollars, because if you realize, if you bring that image of the sun in your head, what amazing job you are doing, that you're really helping people to shift, because when they shift, they start living different life. When they shift, they make changes. When they shift, they find happiness. How much money, how worth is that? It's like worth like millions of dollars, right? It's worth your whole life. So with that knowing, with that knowledge, with that conviction, proceed. I also want to start maybe, inviting some interesting people which we can learn from to our classes, to our coaching reboot, from maybe different schools, different, like, business or coaching, so we can learn from them as well. Because again, it's like we're scratching the surface, right? We're scratching the surface, and now it's practice, community, and working together to support one another. It's very important, because see, when you live in your mind, you're like, oh, maybe I should ask for $100, and then you hear, right, nah, you should not ask for $100. So how do you feel, Nikki, right now overall with the work we did?
Feel great. I'm gonna go make a video.
Oh, inappropriate video.
Yeah.
You better do the inappropriate. We call it inappropriate video. So you better do inappropriate video.
Oh well.
Cool. I like it. So, okay, great. I think, it feels complete for us. So good start. And Mona, any takeaways or a word or both?
Learning this was great, and just thank you.
Cool. Thank you so much. Marita?
I would say community, and it has been so informative tonight, because I'm just going to start coaching. So hearing all of you talking is really, really, it brings a lot of thoughts into my mind. I start really thinking about it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So
it's like,
kind of something starts to okay, maybe, yeah, even for practice, even for me, I'm like, okay, I need to tweak here, tweak that. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's helpful for all of us in the community to hear one another and what's going on. Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Charna, with a mysterious background.
It's really fascinating. My mind is just going a million miles an hour. I've got a ton of questions, but I know that a lot of them are going to be answered as we go along. I think also because I'm going to be newly starting a practice as opposed to everybody else who's already in process of practice, things will be a little different for me, including the kinds of money that I probably can charge to begin with. And I understand the differences. I'm not talking about not doing anything, but I like the idea of, like, the first one is free because it's kind of like the lawyers do it, it's a consultation of sorts. Finding out what they're looking to do, what they want to do. Do we mesh all of that? And I have a lot of questions about, how to get the information and how to deal with, I'm sure this is all coming down the pike, but how to deal with people who are not forthcoming with information so that you can start the process, or they're having a problem connecting with feelings or thoughts or smells or colors. And maybe some of them they can connect with, but others they can't. And I know part of it is starting the relationship with the person. They have to feel that you're trustworthy, that they're comfortable with you. And if they can't respond properly, that probably means that they can't. How do you want to be held accountable? I mean, I just have a ton of questions. And I'm really excited about all this. And I know I got to stick my nose in that first book and do a lot of reading. And I want to learn more about NLP. Years and years, I can't tell you how many years ago, when it first started talking about it, I was learning about it and I thought, oh, I really need to get some training on that. And it never happened.
Yeah, it's fascinating how, and it's actually very much connected to what we already learned or so it's definitely. Thank you, Charna.
Yeah, and there's some other things that I'll talk to you offline because some of them are appropriate, some of them may not be, depending on what your background is. So, like the EMDR, I think you have to be a licensed health person in some way, shape, or form. So I couldn't do it because I'm not, but it's a fabulous modality to help people, particularly with trauma, and I've used it myself.
Thank you. Yeah, we like inappropriate, so don't worry about that. So that's what we do. We do inappropriate. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank
Nikki?
you. Thank everybody who participated. And yeah, it's a great learning experience. Thank you.
Thank you. Brave Nikki.
My takeaway? I'm happy to see your beautiful face again. And I'm just happy to be involved with this again.
Thank you. We missed you, Nikki. And Sun. Well, I will be annoying you with.
Okay.
Well, you'll be turning off the phone. So, Jessica.
I do believe I've been walked through that that tool that you gave us today. I love the questions that Charna is coming up with. I will tell you, Charna, from my experience, I was not ready for that type of tool today. So I have a lot that I want to work on, but my questions are why. And I constantly ask myself that. Obviously, I use the tools I already know, but there's a deep rooted thing in my why that, when we were going through it, I was really kind of repelled by it, but not in a sense that I don't think that it's a great tool to use, but I'm just not ready for it. So just understanding where your I'm getting everything. So knowing where your client is and meeting them where they're at. And that's something that, Katya is always going to share with you. So if they're not ready for it, there might be a deep rooted reason behind why they're not ready to let go of limiting belief.
Absolutely.
And so that kind of helped me tonight, knowing that I'm going to have to go back to the coaching aspect and working through something that's deeply rooted into my being that I didn't know that was there. So I think that you're asking great questions. I think that it's great that you're showing up. I liked listening to the business aspect. I think that monthly model is a very good model to use. I personally am not an entrepreneurial mindset. I will work hard for you, but I do not like all the added responsibility of it being mine. But I can take ownership into other people's dreams. But it's weird because my husband's the entrepreneur. I'm more of the coach. I'm okay, that's what you want. But is it really what you want? Or is that something you think you want because society, really making him understand why he's making decisions he's making. So for me, I can't help you on my own personal journey of being a business owner, but I can help you in the mindset of I've married one and we've gone through a lot of stuff and we're learning together and we're growing closer to each other and, working on not only him having a business, but also us having a relationship and family. So I can definitely see myself giving advice in that nature. But no, I think that the one word that came to me was work. So although I'm working a lot, I'm kind of juggling a few jobs right now. I think that my my inner self is telling me to work on myself again. And I've kind of put myself on the back burner. So
Yeah, it can be,
got to make the time.
it can be like like that's why it's before you use this, like again we will be we will be learning advanced techniques, and like before you use that, of course probably there will be some coaching or seeing where the person is, or as I said, whether the person is ready to do the homework and all this stuff. So it's not like, oh, like, okay, ready, not ready, let's do this because I want to experiment on people, right? So it's really important to see where the person is, and maybe do something before that.
I have one quick question for everybody. I'm curious about the people who do have clients. They're more male than female, or female than male, or is it even?
Up to you. Like if you like, some people, some women like to work only with women. They are just some people work to like just I don't know, with both. Like it's how you feel. I suggest you try and see what resonates. And I don't see any like why discriminate, but for some people they have like specific, let's say if it's like you work with the women's hormones, you like help people through the cycle, that probably you work with women, or work or help women to get pregnant. I don't know, like, so probably it's about, but it's yeah, you need to get a feel of what
It
you
was just
prefer.
more curiosity. I always think of women being more willing initially to look inside to find out.
Actually, no.
No?
I
That's why I'm
love
asking.
working with men. I love working with men.
That's
love
great.
working with men. I think, yeah, it's if the man is ready,
Mhm.
he's the best client.
Thank you.
Yeah. Cass?
Clarity and direction. Thank you for helping me to kind of work through that, coming up with a plan or monthly. That was really helpful in understanding the difference between the two. And I think it's mutually beneficial both for the coach and the coachee, right? It helps them to stay accountable, and it helps me to be able, at least for that time, to predict those meetings. So
100%. Yeah. So don't chase clients, let them come to you.
yes, thank you.
Thank you so much. So see you later, alligators. You will get the information. I hope to see you. Please don't disappear. Love you, and see you later, alligators. I think I said that already.